Take my glasses off so I can't see myself so well, and I don't worry about what I look like. Yeah. So, what are we talking about? Talking about my plan, quit my job at Amazon, and get rich as hell on the internet, I guess. Okay. So, I'm a software engineer. I work at Amazon, which I was really proud to say for a while. I still am proud of it. It's like the only, not the only benefit of working there, but like I realized that I didn't really think about like what the job would be or like what working at Amazon might be like when I was trying to get a job at one of the big four tech companies, software companies. I just wanted the validation, like that I could make it in, that I could work at like, you know, one of the best software companies. And I got it. And that was cool. It is cool. And I taught myself programming online. So I feel like I made it there myself, and like with the help of all the knowledge that I acquired online, from courses, from paid courses, free courses, whatever. And I've never really liked working a job. At every job I've had, I usually get bored after like, I don't know, the first 3 to 6 months. Like at first I'm like real stressed when I start, and I feel like I need to like there's a lot to learn, so I want to learn everything, and I don't want to disappoint people. And I think that was the main motivator of my success at previous jobs and my success in school, was just like being like such a people pleaser that I'm like I'm motivated to finish things because like I have to like abide by the random fucking deadlines that people set for this shit. Or like at least like make my best effort to do that. So like about after that works for about like 6 months. And then I get bored with like doing the same shit, and I start to care less about people pleasing the people at my job because like I know them better. Like they're not new, so I'm not like still trying to make a good impression. And then I usually like stick it out for as long as it takes me to figure out like what I want to do next. And like the quality of my work degrades, and like I start doing less and less work, which is like fine, by the way, like fuck work. But and then like I usually find something else. And at Amazon, that happened really quick. Like I knew within the first 6 months, I guess that's like the same time as the others, but definitely like for sure within the first 6 months that I did not want to be there. And the statistics like line up with that. Like they said, like most of the software engineers working at Amazon have been there for less than 2 years. Most people quit before 2 years. And that's like pretty true of the tech industry in general, I think. But yeah, like for whatever reason, everybody's different, And some people thrive there. Like some people are there like fucking 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Almost 30. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, so I knew that it wasn't for me. I made a whole like Google Doc list of reasons why I didn't like working there. And then the pandemic happened and I didn't quit. I think a lot of that was to do with us going remote. I think like being able to work from home like really let me stay there. And I'm talking about it like it's in the past. Like I still work here now. Like if somebody from my job sees this, oh well, I guess like I mean everybody's planning to, not everybody, but like people are planning to leave. Like I feel like that's a reasonable thing. Like you can't expect that like most of the people under you are going to stay and work their way up the corporate ladder. And I think it's like, it's realistic to know like you're going to leave, whether it's now or whether it's like in a few years from now or 10 years from now. And maybe you don't know yet, but anyways, hopefully nobody from my work sees this until I'm gone. And they probably won't, because I don't think anyone is going to see this right now. But I'm just practicing making YouTube videos. I'm practicing being a YouTuber by doing it. And the reason that I'm practicing being a YouTuber is because I want to build an audience. It's pretty clear. Like the best way to build an audience is on social media. Like that's the top of the funnel. Like that's the widest reach you can have. And what I want to do with that audience is provide value to them and eventually sell them digital products. This is like the plan that I've played out. And it's taken me a long time to get to that plan. Like as soon as I decided that I wanted to leave Amazon, like 6 months after being there, I started thinking what else I could do. And the thing that I landed on was selling courses. And I was inspired to do that because I'd gotten so much value out of programming courses online. Like that's how I like learned how to program, was just buying people's courses online. It's like the new way to learn shit, which is cool. And I wanted to do that. But the problem was like by this time, which was like 2-3 years ago, I was like already kind of sick of programming. Not of programming itself, but like just having to do it every day at a job that I did not like, still don't like. Although it's better right now. Having to do that every day, like kind of drains the fun out of it for me. I like programming still, and I'm planning on programming for this business venture. I want to make an app, a meal scheduling app, because I think that will help me, and I hope it will help other people. So I wanted to make programming courses for a while, and then I didn't because I'm just sick of programming. But it felt like the most logical thing to do because it's like a skill that I have, and I can teach people how to get where I am, and I like teaching people. It's like a fun, at least the idea like appeals to me. Like in real life, whether I like teaching people how to do stuff, I don't know. But I like the idea of making courses. I made like tutorials online before, and I always thought it was really cool, especially because like that stuff is helpful to me. So I didn't do anything for a while, for a few years. And then recently, when I started thinking more seriously about quitting, I was like, okay, I have to figure out what's next. And first I was thinking about physical products, which is like not very intuitive for me. Like I always thought it would be digital if I were to sell something. And yeah, I got down that path by reading the book 12 Months to $1 Million by Ryan Daniel Moran. And I think the attractive thing about that book and his whole plan was just that he makes it seem achievable and doable even within like a short time frame. Like his whole thing is that like you can take your first sale within like 90 days of like deciding that you want to start a business selling physical products. And like that's dope as fuck. Like especially if I'm thinking like I want to quit my job ASAP, then like fucking starting to sell something in 3 months sounds awesome. And I still think that is possible. Like that's still a goal that I want to shoot for. But I decided to do digital because there are too many ethical problems with selling physical products that I haven't been able to wrap my mind around. like taking advantage of labor situations in other countries for like overseas manufacturing was one of them. And then I thought like, okay, I could just use like made in USA manufacturing partners. But ultimately, I don't know. I just felt like I don't want to sell people more crap. Even though, like, obviously I wouldn't be, like, if I was selling a physical product, I would sell something that's useful and valuable. Like, that I would find useful and valuable. Just, like, the fact that I'm extracting profit from other people's labor is like, I mean, like, that's capitalism. But if it's possible, I would like to avoid that. At some level, I understand that, like, yes, we want to change the system and we want to change the world. And if you believe that, like, the only solution is like an individual solution for you to like pull yourself up and like sell some shit within the system, then nothing will get changed. But I also feel like at some level it's the game you gotta play right now. And I would rather play that game right now in order to get money to make more of a difference. You know, whether that's like whether I'm just telling myself that so I can make money, it doesn't matter. I know what I want to do right now. And that's this. Talking to people, sharing my process for building a business, for building an app, for building self-esteem, building health, sharing my thoughts, hearing other people's thoughts, providing value to people, learning all the things I need to learn in order to do this, and then teaching people who are just a couple steps behind in the process. And I think that it's a good way for now. Like if I make a digital product, I'm not extracting the profit from that from anyone else's labor. Like it's my labor. If I code the app and I sell it, then it's just about the value that I provide. And I'm good with that. I think there's like a bunch of other complications, like it's hard to be 100% ethical in a capitalist system, right? But fuck it. Yeah. So that's my plan overall. And I'm going to document it here and we'll see where we go. Peace.